Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
already we have started a discussion on electrochemical methods. So in that we have covered the point that is conductometry. In detail, we have discussed about conductometer and the apparatus, how there is a presence of electrodes and the circuit and all we have discussed at that time. So so it is here we have already discussed what are the methods involved in that. Now in the case of electrochemical method, there are three basically points: conductometry, potentiometry, and polarography. Before that we have discussed conductometry, that is measurement of conductance, and the instrument used for the uh, measurement is conductometer. This already we have discussed everything with related to this. Now today we are going to start a discussion on potentiometry. So the point of discussion of today's lecture is, in detail we are going to discuss about potentiometry. Now what is this? Basically potentiometry is there. Now potentiometry, before we will discuss in detail about potentiometry, we will discuss the terminologies. What is electrochemistry, or what is this electrochemical methods? Now, this is a study of relationship between chemical transformation and electrical energy. See, in the when we are going to pass a current, or when we are going to apply a voltage across the two different electrodes, so there is something chemical transformation will be happening. In the one electrode there will be oxidation will be happening, in another electrode there will be reduction happening. So this is depending upon what is the nature of that electrode, whether it is oxidizing or whether it is deep in the oxidizing agent or reducing agent. So depending upon that, there will be a transformation or chemical transformation is happening. Chemical transformation is nothing but any chemical reaction which is happening towards that electrode. So this is a study of relationship between that chemical reactions and the electrical energy. Whether they are going to generate any electrical signal by performing these type of reactions. So this we are going to discuss here in the case of branch, or in the case of a study, that is electrochemistry. Now, to study this electrochemistry, we have designed a cell, that is electrochemical cell. Now, it is a cell in which there is conversion of chemical energy to the electrical energy. Now, earlier case we have studied whatever the chemical change will be happening towards this electrode, and it is related with the electrical energy. That relationship study is known as electrochemistry. And to do the study of this electrochemistry, we have to design one cell or one apparatus, we can say, one module, we can say, and that module which is used for the study of electrochemistry is known as electrochemical cell. So what is electrochemical cell? It is the cell in which there is conversion of chemical energy to the electrical energy can occur in either direction, from electrical energy to the chemical energy, or from chemical energy to the electrical energy. So this is the conversion of chemical to electrical and electrical to the chemical. This will happening in this cell or in this module. So that module is known as electrochemical cell. Now the overview of this electrochemistry. So here we are going to study the branch of electrochemical, in which there is study of conductometer we can done, study of potentiometry we can done, and study of polarography also we can done. Now, five important concepts with respect to the electrochemistry. Now, what are those? To understand or to study the electrochemistry in detail, we need to appreciate the 5 points or five important basic features of the electrochemistry, and they are: the electrode's potential determine the analyte form and so we all know in the case of electrochemistry, we are going to apply the electrodes, whether it may be cathode, it may be anode, and it is deep in different type of solutions. So the first point is that the electrode's potential, if there is generation of any potential difference, so the strength of these electrodes which are dipped in the different solution, it will determine the concentration of the analyte. Then the second feature for the electrochemistry is the concentration of analyte at the electrode surface may not be the same and its solution in the bulk solution. See, there is reposition of these ions or these positively charged cations and anions on the surface of electrodes. So, whatever amount of this analyte will be deposited on the electrode surface, it will not having the same concentration in which it is dipped. It may be lower or higher. This is a second feature of the electrochemistry. Now, the third feature with respect to the electrochemistry is in addition to an oxidation reduction reaction, the analyte may also participate in another chemical reactions also. Now we all know when these electrodes are dipped in the solution of different concentrations of either oxidizing agent or reducing agents, uh, in spite of they are performing or they are taken part in the redox type of reactions in that electrochemical cell, along with this redox reaction, they are also participating in the another chemical reaction also. Now, the current which is to be flowed is measure of rate of analyte oxidation and reduction. So whenever there is reaction with the cathodes and anodes in which they are deep in the solution of either oxidizing agent and reducing agent, they will flow a current. Flow of current is nothing but flow of electrons across the potential difference. So whatever amount of current is flowed from this solution, it is the rate of analytes oxidation or reduction. Whatever amount of current is flowed from this medium, from this module, it is directly proportional to the oxidation and reduction which is happening in that electrochemical cell. And the last point is we cannot control simultaneously current and potential. This is very important point with respect to the electrochemistry is we cannot control the flow of current and the potential difference across these electrodes simultaneously. Means whenever we are going to control the flow of current, we cannot control the potential difference. And when we are going to control or we can keep a constant potential difference, the current will not be in our hand or we cannot control the flow of current through these electrodes. So these are the 5 important features of electrochemistry which we should know before we will discuss in depth about electrochemistry. Now, types of electrochemical cell. Now, what is electrochemical cell? In which there is oxidation and reduction happening, in which the solutions of those in which the electrodes are deep in the solution. Now, basically, this electrochemical cell is divided into two types: electrolytic cell and galvanic or voltaic cell. Now, electrolytic cell is nothing but which will convert electrical into energy into chemical energy with non-spontaneous redox reaction. So this is the type of cell in which we are converting our electrical energy into chemical energy. So uh, it is non-spontaneous redox reaction. And opposite is the case with the galvanic or voltaic cell, in which with the help of chemical reagents, chemical entities, we are converting chemical energy into electrical energy. Now, basically, electrochemical cell is nothing but conversion of chemical to electrical and electrical to the chemical. Now, depending upon that, whether they are converting electrical to the chemical, the first type we are derived is electrolytic cell, and the second type in which we are converting the chemical energy into the electrical energy with continuous and spontaneous there is generation of, or there is a formation of the redox reaction in that cell. Now, already we have discussed that the fifth point and very important point of electrochemistry is we cannot control, we cannot kept constant current and potential simultaneously. We can control one of the parameter amongst this at one time. So, in the first case, controlling and measuring current and the potential. So how we are going to control the current and the potential in the electrochemical cell? For that, electrochemical measurements are made in the electrochemical cell. The use of electrochemical cell is to measure the electrochemical measurements, which consist of two or more electrodes. What is there in the electrochemical cell? It will contain two or more electrodes and the electronic circuit which is needed to control the measure of current and the potential. So here we are going to control the potential and the current not at simultaneous time or at same time. So in this section, we introduce the basic component of the electrochemical instrumentation. Now the simplest electrochemical cell uses two electrodes. So what is the instrumentation of electrochemical cell? In the electrochemical cell, there is presence of two electrodes and the potential of one electrode is sensitive to the analyte concentration. See, we have dipped two different electrodes in the two different solution in which the potential of one electrode is sensitive to the analyte concentration and that electrode is known as working electrode or the indicator electrode. See, we are going to use two electrodes. Out of that, one electrode we are deep in a solution of analyte which is sensitive towards the concentration of that analyte. आणि असा electrode की ज्याचं concentration is sensitive to the analyte concentration, that electrode is known as working electrode or the indicator electrode. And the second electrode, which we call the counter electrode, which will complete the electrical circuit and provide a reference potential against which we are measuring the potential of working electrode. See, we have taken the two electrodes in which one electrode's potential की ज्याचा आपण measure करणार आहोत. The electrode whose potential we are going to measure, that electrode is known as working electrode or indicator electrode. And the second electrode whose concentration or whose potential is known to us, that electrode is known as counter electrode. By using this counter electrode's potential, we can measure the potential of second working electrode's potential. Now, ideally, the counter electrode's potential remain constant. Basically, initially, ideally, we are going to keep the concentration or the potential of this another counter electrode constant so that we can assign to the working electrode may change in the overall cell potential. See what we have taken. We have taken two solutions in which these two electrodes are dipped. These two solutions electrodes, one electrode is working electrode, another one electrode is counter electrode. Now basically or ideally we are going to keep the potential of this counter electrode constant so that we can measure the potential difference or the change in the potential due to the presence of this another working electrode. If the counter potential is not constant, we can replace it with the two electrodes, that is a reference electrode whose potential remain constant and an auxiliary electrode which complete the electrical circuit. So the first case in which we are going to keep the counter electrode's potential constant But if we can't do this, we cannot keep the counter electrode's potential constant. That time, instead of using counter electrode, we can use two different electrodes, and that two different electrodes are, out of that, one electrode is a reference electrode and another one auxiliary electrodes we can use is that one electrode will complete the potential difference and another electrode will complete the electrical circuit. Now, we all know, because we cannot control simultaneously current and the potential, there are only three basic experimental designs we have designed in order to study this electrochemistry. They are: experimental design number one is we can measure the potential when the current is zero. So when from this medium or from this cell, if zero amount of current is flows, that means current is not there. So by using design number one, we can measure the potential. This is design number one. Design number two is we can measure the potential while we control the currents. Already we know both of them we cannot control simultaneously. One we can control, another we can measure by controlling one parameter, that is current. So the second design that is involved in the, we can measure the potential while we have controlling the current. And the third is vice versa to the second. We can measure current while we have controlled the potential. So three designs are there. First one, when the current is zero, that time we can measure the potential. Second time, we can measure potential when current is constant. And third time, we can measure the current when the potential is constant or controlled. Each of these designs, they are totally dependent on Ohm's law, in which will state that when I amount of current is passing through the electrical circuit R, so it will generate a potential, and this potential difference is equal to I multiplied by R, or the potential difference is directly proportional to the current and the resistance. So this electrochemical cell, what it contains actually? Electrochemical cell will contain two electrodes. Now what are those? Anode and cathode. Now, anode is an electrode on which oxidation reaction will be taken place, and cathode is a electrode in which reduction reaction will be happening. So the electrodes at which an oxidation and reaction takes place is known as anode, and on which the reduction will be happening is known as cathodes. So we all discussed the two different type of cells, electrochemical cell and galvanic and voltaic cell. In the case of electrolytic cell, anode is positively charged and cathode is negatively charged. And opposite is the case with the voltaic and galvanic cell. Anode is negatively charged and cathode is positively charged. Now, remaining parts we'll discuss in the next lecture.